so fast to come here because I didn't want to be late. So I got just in time. But there were so many obstacles on the road. Wreck, traffic ticket, it's so much going on, but I made it. And I thank God for keeping me safe coming here. And the reason I'm running for mayor is because of God. Since I was 8 years old, God gives me a dream. I was in the Philippines, and they said, I'm going to come to America and marry an American guy. So I didn't believe because I was only 8 years old. So when I was 14, I came to America. My dad was a U.S. Army, and we all came to America, my brothers, my mom, my dad. And my dad, since he was a U.S. Army, we were able to buy a house for $1 down payment, you know? So it made it easier for us to come here. And I had never imagined that I would run for mayor for the city of Houston. But it started in 2011. I started dreaming again that I should run for mayor. And so Dr. Kevin Sands, I helped him run for mayor because I didn't want to run. So he helped me how to get to the road. And so I helped him in 2011, and he got almost 13,000 votes. And he was a good man, but he just didn't have enough funds to go all over the city to win for mayor, because most of the mayoral candidates now, they have so much money. So when in 2013, I was 4th place. But God works in mysterious ways again. I ran again this year in 2015, and because of another dream. And the reason for that is, we need to make a difference in our livelihood. You know, the gay community emphasizing about their rights, but the normal people is not waking up. We need to awaken us up. We need to fight for our rights. I was watching last night the Johnny Lam, the Daystar. They were talking about these, how important it is that we make a difference. As a Christian, we need to awaken and fight for what's right, not what's wrong. We can't just like keep our eyes closed all the time, you know? And when I become a mayor, I would like to open a community center for all the churches and do fundraising and have Manny Pacquiao have a fight here so we can afford to have a community center to help people that are homeless. They shouldn't be out there on the street. We should be able to feed them. You know, in the Philippines, in my country, we don't have homeless in Cebu because we house them, and our mayor is really good. It's not allowed to have homeless because it doesn't attract tourism, you know? So we need to create a job by having tourism, fix the road, and we need to employ local contractors in the city of Houston, not the people from Arizona, not the people from California, not the people from Florida. This is bringing me here. And so this guy, Robert Limmer, he audited the city of Houston books. And from 2004 to 2014, he sent it to me. So I asked some other candidates if they receive it. And the city of Houston were #3 largest city in the United States, and we're broke. We're $17.2 billion in debt. And that is so sad because we have a lot of revenue. Just the Port of Houston gets between 200 to 300 million a year. The property taxes is by billions, okay? So where's the money? So he sends me this thing that the money has been mismanaged. The expenses, there's no receipts. They make so much enormous receipts that there's no accountability for. Nobody is doing about it. So I'm talking to some of my friends that works at the FBI because we have to do something about it because the city is so corrupt, Sodom and Gomorrah, the gay stuff. Well, what did he do? He sent a bunch of Bible to Alice Parker. Okay, it's time you all wake up and send your message that we want our rights too as normal people. And we need to do the difference. We're not condemning them for what we do, but I don't think they should pervert our city because our city is not going to be blessed. God is not going to bless us if we do constantly wrong and we don't fight for it. God wants us to do right. If they want to change their ways and become righteous, then we will help them. But if they continue to pervert our city, it's time we make a march and move on and fight for our city. You know, our city has a lot of revenue, but it just disappeared, okay? So once I become a mayor, I'm going to audit all the governmental agency, and we're going to put that money back to the city, because we need that money. You know, when Enron went bankrupt, the CEO had a heart attack, the other one committed suicide. Where's the money? They never even look for the money. Those people should have gone to jail. One of my friends lost $300,000. She became homeless, she got her house repossessed, she lost her 401k, she works at McDonald's, she doesn't have a job. So, you know, I feel sorry for her. And, you know, when you're like close to 60 years old, because I'm 62, there's no way you can find a job right away, right? Am I right? And so I told her, you still look a little better, younger. You could find another husband. So I got her a new husband, so she won't be homeless, okay? So the key is helping one another. And another thing, once I become mayor of influence, you know, I would like to have prayer back in our city. You know, we forgot about God. And what happened, God said, if we forget about Him, He will forget about us too. Okay? Now, I believe in God. I became successful in business. I have 10 different businesses from the Philippines, Argentina, Mendoza, and here in the U.S. I started my business when I was 18. I started buying houses. Okay, if I can make it, and I'm just an immigrant here from the Philippines and made it, well, anybody can make it that lives here. You lived here, you can speak English good. Before when I arrived, I was having a hard time understanding the American, you know. So, because I went to college and they said, oh, he speaks so fast. I wonder if I can understand what he's talking about. So I keep listening. So I watch TV every night so I can pick up your English language. So I learned it in 6 months. So I learned how to speak English really fast because I wanted to catch up. Because, you know, you get behind and you can't understand what they're talking about. So now I've learned how to speak English real well. So, but the thing is, the key in life is education also. Our education has gone really low. We need to educate our children because if we educate our children, we make a difference in our children. They don't have to do drugs, they don't have to do all kinds of naughty stuff, little stuff, if we keep them busy. In our country, when my mom was raising me, I had to play piano, organ, melodica, guitar. If I don't, she get mad. So I play all those music. I sing. So we need to entertain our children. They can go roller skating, ice skating, hang gliding, rock climbing, canoeing, you know, nature stuff. So they can see the beauty of God, how God created us. Why do we forget God? You know, in our city, if we bring God in our city will not be broke. We don't be like Detroit, Michigan, going bankrupt. They were 19 billion in debt. We are 17.2 billion in debt. That means we're so close to bankruptcy, very close. And if you live in this city, you should be concerned. And I think that all the pastors all around the city should wake up and teach their people to fight for what's right. And also, I would like to improve the roads and the street. Okay, the roads and the street, they just, you know how they fix it? They just bandage it. You know how when you have a wound, they put a bandage on your thing, and it just peels off. That's how they fix it. And what happened to the money that the government funded, the federal government gives us money? Where is the money went to? Okay? That's another thing that's wrong. So we need to find that money too. So whoever steals the money, they need to go back to jail. You know, you think I'm joking? My pedigree is politician in the Philippines. My uncle, mayor, senator, governor, and my other cousin is running for president next year. Once he becomes president, I'm going to ask his help to come help me in Houston. You know, how to make our city positive. Because he made, if the Philippines is a very poor country, how come our roads is concrete? And our road here is full of potholes, you know? And we're supposed to have a lot of revenue and money, and we're in pesos, you're in dollars. You know, $1 is equivalent to 44 pesos in our country. Just imagine that. And we work hard to, the street, if you go to Davao and Cebu in my city, it's all concrete. You should come and visit it someday. You know, once I become a mayor, I'll have a tour guide for you all. So anyway, the other thing that we need to fix is, we need to also So all these people, they just go and eat for 2 hours. I went to a buffet restaurant one time. This guy was already too big, and he sat in that restaurant for 4 hours. I was just watching, observing. So it's time that we teach our people how to be healthy, because the healthcare will be so sky high up. I'm also a nurse. I have a degree in nursing, accounting, and marketing, and also minor in music. So the thing is, the key, I was watching, I said, how could we lose weight if we eat too much? No matter how you get diet pills, all kinds of diet things, you're not going to lose if you eat above what you need to input in your body. You see what your hand is? This is your hand. This is supposed you eat every time this much. You don't overeat like this. You know, I realized I was overweight last year when I was running for 2013. I was so fat. I was 155 pounds. I realized, okay, this is not good for me. So I lose weight. I lose 35 pounds. And my husband also lose 40 pounds, because we need to be an example. The reason I gained weight, my brother was in a coma for 9 months, and his wife was ready to pull the plug. So I brought my brother from Chicago and fly him to Houston, and I watched him for 9 months. And I wanted him to live because he was my brother, you know. But God took him away. But at least for 9 months that I ministered to him, I hope he accepted Jesus Christ in his heart, so I could see him in heaven. So I was so glad that I was able to fly him, even if it cost me a lot of money, private plane, to come to Houston, and I watched him for 9 months. That's how I gained weight, because I was so stressed out. I eat every night, and I brought potluck to the nurses so they would take care of my brother, you know. And so another thing that we need to do is go green Houston. In Houston, most of us, if you realize, we just eat and go home and get back, okay? So we don't have lakes and parks, because she was closing most of the parks and lakes. She only opens the one in the rich neighborhood. Well, what happened about to the poor neighborhood? You know, we need that too. So I was thinking that in Memorial Park, we should open a lakes and a park there and create our lakes and park so people can enjoy during the weekend. You know, I went to Minnesota because my daughter lived in Houston, and she moved to Minnesota in January of this year. And I feel so sad because I just have my grandbaby. He's a month and a half old. And I can't see the baby because the fact is, it's so far. But when I went to Minnesota and studied, did you know that they're #1 on literacy? They can read, all the people there. And I was wondering, whoa, we need to get used to read. So I was wondering how they do it. In their house, all over the houses, they have this little bird house. And I said, why is there a little bird house in there? I said, is there a bird in there? And they said, no, they put the books in there. Those people, if you can't afford to buy books, all the neighborhood has free books. You can get it. After you finish reading, you can put it back. So even if you cannot afford the book, you can get the books from that little house for free. They don't shoot you when you go to the bird house and pull one and just put it back when you finish reading. So I was really admiring that. And then the Minneapolis, Minnesota, they are having a surplus. And they're not even rich state. What happened to us? Texas is a great state. Houston, we have the Port of Houston. We have the medical center. The medical center is the #1 that's all over the world. We are noted. You know, they come here from the Philippines. My cousin that has cancer, the mayor of Cebu, he was treated here at MD Anderson. So what's happening to us? We are losing touch with reality. We need to get back to reality and get back to God so we can make a difference. And also we need to employ local contractors for the city government. Instead of all those outsiders, we need to teach them how to qualify. You know, there's a way of how to qualify. There's a lot of forms. You know, they give you a bunch of forms. But I can help you how to fill out the forms. I filled out a bunch of forms. Immigration forms, any kind of forms, I fill it out. Income tax, I do taxes for 750 clients of mine. If I can do taxes, corporation, partnership, sole proprietorship, LLC, if you want to open a business, I know how to do that. I've been doing it for 40 years. Now, if I can do it, you can do it. You know, and we need to create small jobs for small businesses, for people how to open. Because there's no teaching. The cities should teach people how to open a small business. Nobody's teaching you. I can teach you once I become a mayor. I'm going to create a teaching class to how to open a small business. You know, those politicians say, I'm going to help you, I'm going to help you. What they're really doing? Nothing, except they're stealing, they're making their pocket really full. So anyway, I thank you for this 15 minutes. No, I think 1 minute.